Let's watch this.
I think it's time for us to address the elephant in the room.
R. Kelly was the first
Oh,
corporately
man.
sponsored pedophile. Everybody knew.
Once it came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene.
The point was he knew all the time.
For 20 years, Jay-Z refused to speak out against R. Kelly, but his former partner, Dame Dash, won't stay silent.
Aaliyah is key to everything. Aaliyah and I were very serious. We talked about getting married, so I knew exactly what went on.
She would be like, no, that's a bad man.
R. Kelly.
My thing is, did he want to fuck with her when she was also young, or was it way after? Oh my God.
Indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton.
Like, Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that.
22-year-old rising star Aaliyah has been killed in a horrific plane crash.
It's a pain that you couldn't understand.
It changed you, turned you into a monster.
When Dame was at his lowest, Jay committed the ultimate betrayal.
I had so much trust in my brother.
But he did things that I thought he would never do.
So what you think I felt all these years?
For 20 years, R. Kelly's power protected him.
At that time, we did not look hard enough.
Remember Aaliyah's album cover?
Age ain't nothing but a number. Sitting back there like Perv Master.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know, I ain't have nothing to do with that.
They made a song together called Not Guilty. Anybody that knows what happened to my girl that with me should not be with homie, period.
Tell me about the relationship with
What
Jay-Z.
the fuck?
You and Jay-Z formed Rockefeller Records in the 90s.
Hold on, let me add this in the template form. Hold on. Also, not to say that Aaliyah had no fault in this, but Aaliyah was doing a lot of crazy shit, man, in the industry. But the only thing was these adults who were supposed to be her guide and guide her to the correct path took advantage. They did a lot of degrading things to her. You know what I'm saying? And she was only 22, bro. She was still like a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, men looked at that, men in the industry looked at that like fresh meat. They were never gonna guide her to like make sure no man ever touches you, whatever. Hell no, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where was her parents? It was the 90s, bro. All homes at that time, everywhere, were looking for a way either for them or their kids to make it. So you got to think about it. How do I say this? If Drake right now was to be like, well, it's hard now. Society is so weird now. But when Michael Jackson was hosting a big thing, the amount of love, how international love that Michael Jackson was getting, yes, they were willing to send their kids to go spend the time with Michael Jackson. Dan Schneider with Nickelodeon. Yes, parents was letting their kids film with Dan Schneider. Like, there's always going to be a time period when shit like that go down. R. Kelly, they were letting their kids be with R. Kelly just because he was hosting this whole thing where he was trying to seek out talent. That's how it starts. Sick.
Are you and Jay-Z still friends?
Well, you know, but
Jay-Z,
there's
I got you.
where he's been in business with people that are against my honor code. So because of that, I kind of have to keep a distance.
As you hear all this other stuff in the news with R. Kelly, how does that make you feel about him?
I was just shocked at how long he got away with it. How many people turned and looked the other way. How many people were still, you know, involved with him in any kind of way, knowing all those things.
Before R. Kelly, Dame and Jay were inseparable as they built an empire together.
You've been with Jay-Z since the beginning, right? So,
I mean, yeah, for about 10, 15 years.
Jay-Z and Dame came from street money to starting a label that nobody wanted to sign Jay-Z, so they created their own and turned around and got him famous to where he got a deal. They got a deal at Def Jam.
You know, we all know we're a family at Rockefeller. Jay's my best friend. I'm not ashamed to say it. You know, we all
around and got him.
Nobody wanted to sign Jay. Do y'all know why nobody wanted to sign Jay-Z at the time? Does anybody in here know why nobody was trying to sign Jay? Because the real reason is because there was other people that was close to him. Either they call it a cousin, whatever the case. Reborn, come on, because not a lot of people know this. Do you know about that person? Was it a cousin or was it a relative that basically was way nicer than Jay that they were going to sign, and then all of a sudden he got killed? No, not because he was ugly, bro. Being serious. And then all of a sudden he got killed or some shit like that. And then I forgot, there was something in the mix. I don't know. I just don't know if it was a cousin or not. Nah, the drug dealing shit, that's not always the case, bro. Nah, it ain't always the case.
Famous to where he got a deal. They got a deal at Def Jam.
You know, we all know we're a family at Rockefeller. Jay's my best friend. I'm not ashamed to say it.
No, not Big Al. What up, Marquino?
And we all know this. We close, and that's one of the reasons why we so tight as a family.
Dame always fought for Jay, even when no one else would.
I took it more personal than business because I was fighting for my friends and my brothers as opposed to people I didn't know.
This is the man that came in the corporate offices, and when they was robbing us, he made sure we got what we were supposed to get.
And we built this from nothing, nothing. So there's nothing that we can't see our way through.
But when Dame met Aaliyah, everything changed.
She was one of those people that if she did something first, everyone followed suit, because she was a very forward thinker.
Now, not only do you have your self-titled album coming out, we just heard that you have been confirmed for Matrix 2 and The Matrix 3.
Yeah.
Oh my God, congratulations.
I feel so blessed because everything that I've always wanted is happening to me, and I just feel like I have so many.
Yeah, Big Al got killed because they mistaked him for his brother.
But I've never seen anyone that was going to affect the world like she did, despite the fact that she went through a lot of bull. Still very innocent and not jaded.
Aaliyah could see a different side of Dame.
My thing is, though, how old was Dame Dash when he was fucking with Aaliyah? Yeah, he always looked at him as a business partner. My thing is, Harrison, you sound, oh my God, I almost said it. Wait, Dame was 30 when he was fucking with Aaliyah. How old was Aaliyah? She died at 22, I think, right? Harrison, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. They weren't concerned about that. That wasn't really a concern, bro. You don't know what you're saying. These Jewish people who were signing these artists knew that they were about the drugs. That's what was selling records, was rap artists, all that. The only thing is, the only way to bypass that first level of album sales and then to get Grammys and to get shows and was they didn't want to market that extra shit. But the first level of signing a deal, they didn't give a fuck if you sold drugs. They wanted to make sure you was going to drop some music for their ass. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you're rambling. She was 22. Okay.
But as they got closer, there was one thing in their way.
Our intention at first wasn't even to be in love. We were just really good friends, and we fell for real. It was almost an accident. My friend Natani brought me to this photo shoot in LA, and it was called like the
drop some music, sell some music.
Talking about things about your soul and the evolution of your soul, and that was where our connection came. We developed a real friendship, but it was always apprehension because other people were trying to get at her. And then, you know, I guess Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. He was sending flowers, and he was courting her.
Because the rumor originally was that you were connected to Jay. Exactly. Jay and I were hanging out a lot. He's my homie. We have a lot of fun together, but we never dated like that.
I'm gonna leave it.
So you
have a boyfriend in your life?
It's personal life.
That's
the personal life.
No.
I don't really discuss it. It's
Yeah.
hard when you're in this business. You become a
Can't
public
talk about
figure.
it.
You know what I mean? And everything you do belongs to the public, and that's fine. But there's parts that you want to keep for you.
Dame knew how important Aaliyah's privacy was because she'd been under attack for her last relationship 5 years earlier.
Hip-hop star R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton.
That was a headline. That was something talked about like it was normal.
Did y'all ever talk about it?
We talked about it up to the point where it hurt.
As Aaliyah opened up to Dame, he learned just how dark the relationship with R. Kelly had been.
We were
And Tom Harrison's goofy ass out.
Aaliyah.
Sounds slow.
On a tour bus, there really aren't any confined spaces. So it just so happened we were all laying in our bunks when the door flew open on the bus.
What did you see?
Things that an adult should not be doing with a child.
Dame would do anything to protect Aaliyah,
That's
but
fucking
his
nasty,
partnership
bruh.
with Jay put him in a difficult position.
You ever have beef with R. Kelly while you was with Aaliyah?
She just wanted it left alone. So that
What's crazy is Jay never said nothing about R. Kelly because Jay was still trying to get his ass in the door and sign to a big deal. And since no other label was signing him, obviously Dame Dash and him came together, became business partners. They did Rock Nation. R. Kelly was one of the biggest R&B singers at that time. Being that he was one of the biggest R&B singers at that time, Jay was letting that slide. You gotta look at it. Jay was looking at like R. Kelly like big bro. And pretty much Jay-Z was not going to tell R. Kelly, you can't fucking do nothing. When they came up with Rockefeller, obviously Jay-Z got signed. But the bigger dark story was that there was other artists that was supposed to get signed and brought into the door that was close to Jay, who got set up, who got killed. And it really left a space for them to say, all right, let's just see how he performs. And that's how he ended up taking over and jumping into Def Jam. Now, the big thing is the only reason why Jay-Z he wasn't really protecting R. Kelly. It's the same reason, like you could sit here and say that a motherfucker with 1 million subs, like a lot of people that I know, they would know that 1 million sub YouTuber would probably be doing scumbag shit, but they won't speak on it. And because they know that that's probably their way to get out the hood or their way to get out and try to make it somewhere.
That's the thing that people would be like when Jay was doing videos with him. I was be in the video, but I'd be like, yo, what do you want me to do? And she'd be like, don't start nothing, just don't be in those shots with him.
She didn't want to deal with the bullshit. Like the things that had happened in the past, she told me leave it alone. I would have to respect her wish no matter what. And her wish was leave it alone, let me heal, let me rest, I'm in love, let's just enjoy this.
As their relationship grew, everyone around them could see how much
Bro, that shit kind of grosses me out more I see her.
You know, the thing was, she was gone a lot, so the time that we had together, I mean, it was like we appreciated it.
They were in heaven. Nothing from the outside really got in their way. And she was so happy. She was so happy.
It was like the first kind of time that she had found this kind of peace and happiness, and the same thing for me. I didn't know what being in love was. I didn't even understand what that feeling is. And I was able to really achieve that with her, so now I know what it feels like.
So you were in love with her?
Yeah. Completely.
What was your last conversation with her?
I didn't want her to do the video.
Which video?
She was shooting a video in Miami. And I had my son and my nephews with me. And, you know, she was very supportive. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna come down there. I'll bring the kids, make a vacation, work, the whole nine.
Remember she used to babysit you?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun with Aaliyah.
But when Aaliyah told Dame that she had to fly to the Bahamas to finish the video, he was desperate for her to stay.
I told her, like, I didn't want her to go. And that's kind of because that was one of the reasons why she was in such a rush to get back. And even when she got on the plane, she didn't like the plane. So, like, one of our last texts was, I don't like the plane. And I literally was like, don't get on it. I literally was like, don't get on it. And if I'd have been an asshole that day and really stood behind what I believed in, she wouldn't have got on that plane.
Wow.
Hollywood lost a rising star with the death of 22-year-old R&B star Aaliyah.
Tell me about that day. Where were you?
I was getting my hair cut, and I was waiting for her. She was trying to get back really quickly because we were trying to see each other.
The small twin-engine Cessna erupted into a fiery nosedive just minutes after leaving the Bahamas.
See, the confusion for me was I didn't know if they were going to the Bahamas quick because they were still filming Queen of the Dame because she never got to finish that actual movie. If y'all noticed the ending somewhat, they just froze her into a stone. They didn't really get to do much, but she died, I think, during the production of that movie. So I didn't know if it was that she was filming a music video that was also going to be in the movie, the soundtrack, or was she filming for the movie there? So I just didn't know what was going on. So I was always confused. They were shooting a music video probably. You're a better dude than me because I'm not discussing that. Yeah, that shit just kind of hits. Damn, AZ, how old are you, bro?
Bahamas, where Aaliyah was shooting an upcoming music video.
Your mother called. And, you know, she said she had
She was finishing up the Rock the Boat song? Oh my God, that's so sad.
Said that there was a plane crash and Aaliyah was in it, and once I heard it, I knew it was true.
My cousins and I all heard it, and there was like 10 of us. We were just all crying down the line. And then I saw my dad. He was just devastated. I actually never saw him that low. I feel like emotionally he had hit rock bottom. It was probably like one of the worst days we ever had.
You also said that her death, it changed you, turned you into a monster.
Yeah, it made me fearless. Because I know what real pain feels like, and I've dealt with it. It can't be nothing worse than that.
We actually have video at her funeral where you're very emotional. Remember that day?
Wow. I don't revisit it often because it hurts. But a lot was going on in that moment. I mean, I still had to get myself together and fight because there were things that were going on.
Dame barely had time to grieve when just 5 months after Aaliyah's death, Jay-Z did the unthinkable.
Just the idea of having a whole album with myself and R. Kelly was just
Wow.
amazing prospects. Best of both world tours come to a city near you.
Best of both worlds, t-shirts, draws, condoms, everything.
How do you deal with that when someone
What the
you
fuck
respect
is wrong with this
does
man, bro?
that you don't with at all? You got to remember, once I knew
Right.
Aaliyah, I knew everything. So yeah, if me and you cool, and you know that I got
That
a girl
motherfucker's sick, bro.
that your man, and I tell you, when you like, you gonna still
2K
work
Stream
with
McGrady
her,
was cool, bro.
What you gonna feel? So what you think I felt?
Even as new allegations came out, Jay looked the other way.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having sex with an underage girl. Prosecutors maintain the girl in the video was as young as 13 when it was made.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I know that. Like, I know I ain't have nothing to do with that.
That's crazy.
Your
to me.
partner. Yo.
Jay-Z be talking like he's slow too. Yo, you know what's so nuts to me is that my family had the tape too. What's so fucked up was this. People were selling the tape and somebody gave the tape to my mom and her friend. And I think my mom tossed the video. She was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Somebody was just handing out videotapes, like the Jamaican dudes who used to sell like bootleg movies and DVDs. They were selling it. And look how sad this was. Not the one with I don't think it was the one with the 13-year-old, but it was the one that he was on a yacht, on a boat, that he was peeing in bitches' mouths. That shit was insane. And so what happened was my mom was walking and a friend ran up to her and her friend and gave them tapes. And so my mom just gave it to the friend and said, I don't want that shit. Like my mom was just like, not fucking with that shit. But the purpose of why my mom's friend was like pushing, like, yo, we got to see this shit. It's just crazy because that was like the internet, basically, if you guys get it. Like when you're on Twitter and there's like a graphic video, somebody getting shot or something like that, and everybody clicking, it was more so like, no, we can't believe R. Kelly would ever do this. And I remember my mom was just like, nah, what the fuck? I'm not seeing that shit. That shit is crazy. But it's so crazy that the video as described was him literally doing all these nasty things and he peed and that's why, you know, what's his name? The comedian. I'm brain rotting right now. I got it like in the tip of my tongue. I can't say it. What's his name? He be making he made the joke about Chappelle. There we go, Dave Chappelle. When he was doing the whole pee on you. Yeah. So basically that video had that in it. And I was like, what the fuck, man? And I don't know how he just never did hard time for all the shit he did, bro. It was so blatant. But also, outside of Michael Jackson, Prince, Chris Brown wasn't even a thing at this time. Outside of that, these people, some rock bands that were heavy, Elton John's, like a lot of these people, believe it or not, R. Kelly was really on some king of R&B shit. He was untouchable. R. Kelly would help people out by doing features. R. Kelly is what made the B2K group's career rise when he was writing these songs. R. Kelly on the pen was like Murderers Row on the Yankees when they had all their starting lineup was nothing but fucking phenomenal players. So seeing that, he was untouchable, and the industry protected that. Yeah, he's a genius musically, and the industry protected that. But you also got to remember, the people who really be running some of the industry are, you know, we can't say who, but, you know, there are people who like certain things, and they do certain things, and they were doing certain things, and they were going to protect them. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know, y'all know. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
No, it's not. Yo, he's not my partner. Look how my partner played.
Yo,
You
sweet,
call
they
him
put
my
a
partner?
follow.
Publicly, that man did a record with that my girl and then went on a tour with him. But I had to look the other way. And because my girl said leave it alone, I left it alone.
You left it
Period.
alone.
Dame couldn't break his promise to Aaliyah, but his anger was spiraling out of control.
Rumors of a growing rift between Jay-Z and Dame Dash. The Rockefeller CEO was caught crashing a marketing meeting at parent company Def Jam, accusing executives of trying to cut him out.
This is treacherous. I'm telling you, I'm sick of this. I seen all of y'all yesterday. Why nobody told me about a marketing plan about Jay-Z? How do y'all call a meeting about Jay-Z without Rockefeller? There ain't even nobody from Rockefeller in here.
Ooh, shit.
What the you mean you're gonna reschedule? Reschedule, man. What you mean you're gonna reschedule? You get the out. You're not a leader. You don't know about my culture. You don't know about Jay.
Dame was struggling to hold on.
Hey, I ain't know he get down like that. Oh, I ain't know Dame get down like that. Oh, shit, who the fuck this Subway looking motherfucker think he is?
What you mean?
Oh, shit, what up, Doc?
You get the out. You're not a leader. You don't know about my culture. You don't know about Jack.
Dame was struggling to
Oh,
hold on to the
shit.
one thing he had left, so he didn't see what was coming.
You was screaming about
They don't
pizza?
give a That's all they do is exploit. So they trying to take our franchise from us.
You know about the Scarface party and all that?
No. Jay's performing for that? Yeah, he is
performing.
Oh, Jay-Z, you a scumbag, gangster?
Stop taking
Jay-Z is moving on from Rockefeller Records and former partner Dame Dash as he steps into his new role as president and CEO of Def Jam.
It's not a beef, it's just growing. And sometimes growing means growing apart. It's part of life, it's part of growing up.
Do you know what's crazy about that meeting? In my heart, I had no idea that Jay set that meeting up, but he set that meeting up.
As Jay-Z left Dame behind, people couldn't understand why Dame was stuck in the past.
Dame is abrasive. Dame burned a lot of bridges.
I burned bridges so I don't have to go back.
I think the Dame is bitter now because Jay-Z is a fully megastar brand, married to Beyonce. Aaliyah
Yo, this is what I'm gonna say,
is
bro.
a fully megastar brand, married.
You know, when you see these images, yo, this is the most craziest shit, dog. I'm a person, bro. I hate how pictures and B-roll footage and music, I hate when people be under the comments like, oh my God, King, Queen, right? And you don't realize the shit that people have done to get in the positions that they're in. You just look at what they've gotten from being a scumbag. I've been saying this shit for years. From what they did, nobody talks about what they did, and they call it the hard work, right? So you kill a couple motherfuckers, and I don't mean kill, literally kill. I'm talking about like you go through people, you use motherfuckers, you use people up, and then you get like an accolade. You acquire a company. So people only embrace the fact that you got the company. You go through so much more shit. They don't talk about it. All of a sudden, you push some shorty out the door. You get Beyonce in because remember her career was in shambles at one point when she tried to go solo. They screwed Kelly Rowland and everybody else over. Even her own fucking sister got screwed over in some processes, and all of a sudden her career started going back up. Let me go ahead and
Beyonce, Aaliyah is gone.
Will you please let Aaliyah?
them bony ass knuckles do be hurting. They do be hurting.
Will you let her die?
Even as Dame tried to move on,
let me see this.
He couldn't let go of his pain over Aaliyah.
Everything that scared me is losing people I love, and everyone that I really love, I've lost. So what it's made me be the animal that I am is that
Fragile
I don't want to
packaging?
sit down
Alright.
and think about the things that are hurting me.
Your secrets are about things you don't express to people. When it comes to feelings, you don't get to go around the feelings, you have to go through them.
Question is how?
When an explosive documentary exposed R. Kelly, Dame came face to face with the pain he'd been holding back.
Allegations made by more than a dozen women in the surviving R. Kelly docuseries, accusing the singer of holding them captive, brainwashing them. Prosecutors say 3 of his alleged victims
Yeah, I can
were
send packages. I got a
minors.
P.O. box.
Like, I can't really talk about being abused. It's like, it brings back memories, and it's very painful to have to talk about it again.
I wish that Aaliyah's family would speak, because I think there are so many young black girls who've been hurt, that what it would mean to know that Aaliyah was hurt that way too.
I can't stress to you enough how people are
You
still
said call out
suffering
Dame Dash for clout chasing? What the
behind
fuck?
things that went on 20 years ago.
You know, I watched some of it yesterday, as much as I could tolerate. There was a girl, and when she was even trying to talk about it, she couldn't. Yeah. And I remember Aaliyah trying to talk about it, and she couldn't.
Executive producer of Surviving R. Kelly, Dream Hampton, says the music industry is still protecting the R&B star. It was incredibly difficult to get people who had collaborated with Kelly to come forward. We asked Lady Gaga, we asked Celine Dion, we asked Jay-Z.
Everyone keeps looking the other way. Period. Everyone has all these morals and principles, but when it behooves them, they
That's
look
nuts.
the other way, and I'm not cool with that. The test of honor isn't convenient. Honor is when it's inconvenient.
And this time, Dame had to face his pain so he could do what was right.
It's time for us to take responsibility for empowering and
That is
looking
dream,
the
yeah.
other way all those years.
Aaliyah's former boyfriend, Damon Dash, is one of the first celebrities to publicly speak out against R. Kelly.
If like people would have protected Aaliyah, so many other girls wouldn't have got touched. Like Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that, because she didn't deserve none of that. So this energy isn't anger, this is energy for change. I want to change the way we look at rehabilitation from trauma, which is a prison. I want to change the way we heal.
Holy
After
shit.
20 years, Dame's fight for Aaliyah finally got justice.
Singer R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years behind
Yeah, if they
bars after
speak
his
up, it's
conviction
over.
on racketeering and sex trafficking charges.
This is a significant outcome for all victims of R. Kelly, and especially for the survivors.
By remembering Aaliyah's lessons, Dame built the legacy that mattered most to him.
What do you want to be remembered as, man?
As a warrior, I fight for what I love.
Dame Dash is launching his own streaming platform focused on health and healing. And the entrepreneur
He's
is
dropping
also
a Tubi
expecting a
app?
new baby with fiance Raquel Horn.
I saw all the things I was missing, so, you know, what do you think I'd rather do? Be on a yacht pouring champagne or a girl, or taking my daughter to get a cupcake? It's nothing better than taking your daughter to get a cupcake. You know, there's nothing better than watching your baby smile.
With his family by his side, Dame honors Aaliyah's memory every day.
I ain't gonna lie, that
There
motherfucker
hasn't
started
been
Tubi
one
app.
day since she's passed, not one. In the 20 years that I haven't either heard her name, heard her record, or seen a picture of her, every single day she's present in my life, and I feel lucky.
Yeah, now
for
she was
that.
taking too soon.
Every year the legend grows, and you were part of that legend. What do you think that people should remember about her?
She was the coolest. She still is. She was magic. I never thought I'd see that magic again.
Shit nuts, man. That's a tough titty, man.